The young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle Show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle Show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. Yeah. I just had to let you know. Yeah. Give me that work and I can sell it. I put it on the line like I ain't selfish now. The story.
Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on E.
Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Today, it's a matchup in the AFC West between the Oakland Raiders and the Denver Broncos. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They will be led out by a second-round pick in 2019. Out of Missouri, it's Drew Lock.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
Throwing on first down is Lock, and incomplete to open things up. The coverage that time excellent by Nevin Lawson. And let's look quickly here at the Denver offense.
And how about Phillip Lindsay's rookie season? Began the year third on the depth chart. Finished it in the Pro Bowl. Not bad for an unrestricted free agent out of Colorado with speed to burn.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Faking the give to Lindsay. Here's Locke. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive.
I'm coming after you.
Throwing his Lock on 3rd down. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Fielded at the 20. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially given 15. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. So here are the Raiders under head coach John Gruden in his second go-round. Leading them out, their 6-year quarterback. Hailing from Fresno State, that's Derek Carr.
And his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led them to victory. He's doing all the right things.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now the first-round pick from Alabama, Josh Jacobs. A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 17 carries, 85 yards.
Well, he's the number 2 runner in the league, and you just know the offensive line wants to get him to number 1 because most of the good ball carriers, they take care of their linemen. It could be a gold watch in their future if he becomes the leading rusher.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 2 yards, good enough for a first. They'll run on first down. Jacobs. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Carr now on first down. Eluding the pressure right. He'll run it. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Delay of game, offense.
That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Still second down.
They are pushed back 5 yards by the delay of game, 2nd and 8.
Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come. 93. 93. Express. Slam. Kill. 734. 618. Move that down. Check 9. Check. Crunch. Express.
Here's Jacobs. And he's taken down inside the 30. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. The Pro Bowler Chris Harris is in on the tackle. Defense doing their job, really nowhere to run the football.
Yeah, it's almost textbook, wasn't it? Every place he tried to find an open spot, there just wasn't one. Congrats to the defense, no gain.
Call fitting your gaps, right?
I love it. You're exactly right.
This is Jalen Richard, the fourth-year man from Southern Miss. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Now a give to Jacobs running right. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. They run it with Jacobs, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 13.
Check. Lucky.
On 3rd and long, it's Carr. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary here. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
And Denver getting set to take the field as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
From the 31, Locke, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Max Crosby, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. To throw on third down. Locke. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Credit the sack there to Arden Key. Coming off the line, he's been wreaking havoc all year. And look, that's why, as a result, he's getting some looks for Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL.
And I know that many people don't have him first on their list right now, but he deserves that type of consideration. You mentioned it. All year long, he's made big plays and continues to do so. Imagine if he has a big game here. If so, he could vault himself right into the #1 spot.
On the NFL scoreboard, an update from Los Angeles. It's the Rams that have grabbed the early lead. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. The Raider offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And the division title out of reach, we know that. This is as good a spot, Charles, as they're going to get. That first wild card and the number 5 overall seed.
So it's just a matter of adjusting now, isn't it? And what I mean by that is mentally. Every team starts the season thinking, let's go for the number 1 seed, right? Being the top team. Number 2 is pretty great, too, because you get the opening bye, and you're at home after that. But it doesn't matter at this point. Just getting in, and you just sit down and talk to your team. Would you rather go on the road and deal with someone, or would you rather stay at home for the playoffs? Let's go on the road and go take someone out.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. On first down, it's Jacobs, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. On second down, it's Jacobs. He's to the 10. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
The extra point up and good, and the lead grows to 10-0. Just a 4-play drive that time, and it was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So the Broncos come back out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Final week of the regular season. As this year's playoffs play out anything like the regular season has gone, could be in for a wild and fun month of January.
And we can break the rules because we can look ahead. All right, there's not a coach out there that's ever said to their team, all right, let's look three weeks down the road. It's always right here, right now. Forget that. Think about what the playoffs are going to look like. The teams that we see that are already in, the teams that are trying to get in, we could have some great matchups.
Here's Riddick. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack. Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward.
Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this team...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Max Crosby in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
Taken right around the 44. 51 yards on the punt there. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down. Those are the types of run, Charles, that they say this first-year running back can provide a lot more of in the future.
He made it look easy, didn't he? Picking up that first down. Some have described him as a diamond in the rough with a lot of polish, nice little buffing. This guy could be one of the top backs going forward.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. They'll run right here with Jacobs. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Raider 2. Mike 51, Mike 51. I got it. 51 to Mike. 51 to Mike.
On first down, Carr. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Right here, guys. Mike 51, Mike 51.
Here's Jacobs. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5.
And a nice job defensively to keep him out of the end zone. He's trying to get his 2nd touchdown already in the first half.
They had that one earlier, was bidding for a 2nd. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Hey, 734.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. One more time with Jacobs. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. 3rd down and goal. This Denver defense and he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs with his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. From his linebacker spot, Vontaze Burfict with a sack. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Mike is 59. Mike's at 59. Right here. Watch the safety grip.
And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Matt Weil now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Raiders will have a short field to work with as they take over. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. He's in his own second quarter, already closing in on a 100-yard game.
And that's the magic number for a running back. Anytime you get to that triple digits, that's all you're looking for. But he's got a chance to really exceed that in this one.
Yeah, he does. That's been the gold standard for a long time, hasn't it, that 100-yard mark?
It really has, and that never has to shift because it's in a game. It's a 1,000-yard mark. I'm wondering since we've gone from 12 to 14 to 16 games.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Derek Wolfe able to record his 5th sack of the season. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. Here's Carr. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. It was Bryce Callahan jarring the ball free defensively.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage.
You got it. You got it.
So we've come upon halftime here. You want the 3rd quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Jacobs now. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Hey, Charlie. 27 Mike, 27.
I smell fear in that offense.
From the 39, Carr. Got him in. It's Brown. Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland first down. First 9 seasons in the league for Brown were, of course, in Pittsburgh. Last year, though, growing concerns of his dissatisfaction in his role with the Steelers and the quibbles with Ben Roethlisberger. So he ends up being traded to the Raiders in March. 7-time Pro Bowler, 6 straight years of at least 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns. Not a bad stretch. What a talent for Derek Carr to have on his side.
Hey, Foxtrot. 27. Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. This will be caught by Brown. And he's got this down to the 35. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers. You know, it's become cliche, but we have seen it and observed it. When runners have days like what we're seeing right now, they often take their offensive linemen out for steaks afterwards, don't they? They all go buy them dinner. But after a play like that, he might reduce it, might go to the corner and just grab a hot dog or two, huh?
Hey, I mean, they've still been blocking for him well in this game. They don't get one mulligan up front.
Okay, so what we're saying then is we're going petite filet instead of porterhouse.
8 ounce.
That?
8 ounce is good.
All right, just checking.
Hey, we're good. You ready? 9. Check. Hey, Haywood.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Carr over the middle here to Brown. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Hey, Delta. 34's a Mike. He's coming. Check him. Hey, let's get in that hole. 29. Mike 34. I got him. 34's the Mike.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Carr. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 24-yard line.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
Throwing on first down is Carr. That is caught at the 7th. And he's going to get into the end zone. So the fake spike works, and they score. Antonio Brown, touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Extra point attempt to come here. And the lead is now 24. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
From the 30 on second down, Locke. He was trying to find Noah Fant, the tight end, and it's 3rd and 5. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Locke now to throw. He finds Riddick, complete. And he's going to have this down deep into Oakland territory. A big play there on the catch and run, and even 50 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Locke now on 1st down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. And in Week 17, let's hope this won't affect him for the playoffs. We'll step aside. On second down now, it's Lindsey. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
So on 4th down, on comes Brandon McManus and the field goal unit for the Broncos. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. And McManus able to put it through, and they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's up over 100 yards, and he'll be looking to get in the end zone again.
Has a tremendous nose for it, doesn't he? The ability to pile up yardage and find the end zone, that's the combination you want in your runner.
Yeah, it's a combination any coach wants, and we'll see if he can find that end zone once more.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy 1st down conversion. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Hey, high 7.
34's a Mike. He's coming. Check him. Check him. Here we go.
637. 286.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. Man open left side is Brown. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Let's go, defense.
Carr now on 1st down. And he's going to be taken down. They sack him on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. Welcome back now to Denver. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Welcome back now to Denver. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Well, it looks like they caught him off guard on second and very long by running the football. All right, we always talk about tendency breakers and counters and doing things opposite the grain, and that worked very well for them. Picked up really nice yardage, but they still have a lot of work to do on third down.
The Raiders on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is third down and 12. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. The Raiders on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is third down and 12. They'll keep it on the ground. Jacobs. 9 yards on the carry there, but it'll be fourth down now. Well, lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
They go with Jacobs. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid fourth down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
Check. Check hot route. Hot.
A handoff. Jacobs running to the left. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. A gain of 3, second down. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
93. Hey, exit.
On second and 7, Carr. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Von Miller in there for sack number 22 on the year. And, folks, that's just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22 and a half set in 2001. Throwing on third and long. Carr flushed out right. He's going to run, but he's got... And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. It's picked up by the Broncos. He's at the 50. 30, the 20, 10, and this is going to be brought back for a Denver touchdown. So hold the phone here, Charles. I've kind of written them off, but after that touchdown, it's certainly a long way still to go, but stranger things have happened.
Well, when you're going to have big second-half comebacks, plays like that have to be involved.
Extra point from McManus is good. And that cuts the lead to 24-10. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. This fielded at the 2. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Jacobs. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it third down at 6.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
On third down, here comes Jacobs. And, boy, he did all he could, but he's going to finally be stopped a couple yards short of the first. Call it a gain of 5. Fourth down now.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They'll try and run for it. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out.
So did you suspect the same thing that I did, that they were lining up just to draw them off sides here?
100%.
Well, how about that? They were going for it the entire time. Never a question in his mind about going ahead and getting it, despite where they were on the field.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard it in my voice when they snapped the ball. I was like, oh, I almost wasn't ready to call the play. I just kept waiting for the timeout offensively. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
On second down, it's Jacobs. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. The Raiders on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 11.
Under 10.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Jacobs. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line. And that is not near enough. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this fourth quarter. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
You're mine. Express. Let's go. Hey, well, Mike 34, Mike 34.
They'll try and run for it. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland first down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. They'll run on first down. Jacobs. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. 2nd and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. Now a give right side. It's Jacobs. A first down there on a pickup of 25. For the Raiders last year, they were 25th in the league in rushing, and a good reason why they used one of their 3 first-round picks on Jacobs for runs like we just saw. Jacobs was the first running back taken in this year's draft, 24th overall. That was actually the pick that was originally acquired from the Chicago Bears in that Khalil Mack trade. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. On first down, it's Jacobs. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here.
Hey, dude.
Carr going to throw here. Oh, he got Position on him, and he pulls it in. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll keep it on the ground. Jacobs. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? They'll run with Jacobs. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st. A gain of 7 might change the thought process here as they have some options on 4th and goal. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
They gave it to him in search of his 3rd touchdown, but he's denied, and the Bronco defense comes up big. Well, they knew who to turn to on 4th down. Their horse, they needed the short yardage. He just couldn't get it.
And that's a surprise because normally...
Drew Lock taken down in the end zone. 2 points for the defense. So that a double whammy. Not only do you have to give away the football, but the 2 points mean this is now a 2-score game.
And 2 doesn't seem like much, does it? But it means everything in this situation because now they're going to have to look back, and ultimately that might be the play that ends up deciding this game.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Mike down. 180. Shoot. Stop. Who's right, Chief? Hey, alert 3.
They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. So this one, a victory for the Oakland Raiders. And I know I'm not breaking any news when I say that any road win in this league is a good one.
No doubt.
But it's a double bonus when you get a victory on the road in your division.
And when you start a season, each team breaks down their schedule in different ways. Some do it every 4 games, right? Let's go quarterly. Others say, listen, we've got to take care of our home field. And, you know, out of a 16-game season, if you get 8 at home, let's at least win 7 at home and split our road games. That's what you're trying to get done. So you're exactly right. A road win, precious, especially within the division.
So for the Raiders, a final win.